Hello then guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all well. Now, those of you that do follow me on Twitter would have seen that some exciting news was announced today, and that is that I'm going to be part of Season 1 of the FM Creators Championship. Now, it's a brand new competition. I know some of you may not have heard of it. It's going to be 8 content creators going head to head. All of the videos are going to be uploaded to YouTube. Their YouTube channel should be floating above us somewhere right now, but I'll also put a link to their YouTube and their Twitter down in the description to this video. It should be really cool. Make sure you go and check that out. I think the first videos are going to be released this weekend. But back to the Bradford Battle, some very exciting things to see on this episode. We've got a director of football. He's made some offers for a couple of players, and we also start League 2. I can't wait for you to see who the director of football is. So without further ado, let's get stuck in. Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Bradford Battle. I'm Ben, and coming up on today's episode we have the first 2 games of League 2 against Cambridge and Grimsby, and we also meet our director of football. I think that is certainly the first thing we need to do. Rivaldo, the Rivaldo, is at Bradford City. He applied to be the director of football for Bradford City. I saw his name on the application list and there was nothing more to do than to sign him. His career was fantastic. He played for Barca, he played for AC Milan, he played, of course, for Olympiacos before returning back to Brazil. A bit of time in Uzbekistan and Angola to mix in there as well. He's not bad as a director of football. 10 player ability, 10 potential, 11 negotiating. He is going to be someone that is going to be key to this save, and it's really exciting that we can have someone that most people, I'm sure, do know as being the director of football here at Bradford for the series. Now, he is in charge, so he is out there looking for players, and he has not brought anyone in yet, but there is one player that he has made an offer for, and it is this young gentleman, Jordan Stevens from Leeds. We've put a loan bid in for him, I believe. I think it's only until the next transfer window. He's a winger on the right hand side of midfield. Of course, you'll see the formation in a minute, but that is a position we are playing with. He looks like he's going to be pretty good. Hopefully the pace is at the high end of this one, and he might well be a pretty good player for us. But that is the only transfer news to bring you. One offer for Jordan Stevens, nothing more than that, but I'm sure Rivaldo will start to work his magic as time goes through. Pre-season as well, just quickly, has been pretty good. 5 games played, 4 wins, 1 loss. We've only conceded the 2 goals that we conceded in that game against Blackpool. Blackpool are in League 1, so it's not a massive disappointment to lose to them, but hopefully we can take this winning form into today's game against Cambridge. And the team that we're looking to do it with is this one. We're going for a 4-4-1-1. It seemed to fit where most players suited. The problem is most players that I thought it would fit are now injured. As you will see, we have got a pretty big injury list. Almost a whole first 11 out for injury. Some will be returning soon, so it is a bit of a club together side. But that club together side is this. So it's McGee in goal, a back 4 of Mellor, French, Richards, Everton and Wood. Pritchard, Akpan, Devine and Ismail make up the midfield, with Gibson in behind, Lee, Novak up front. The strikers have been in awesome form during the pre-season. They've been banging the goals in left, right and centre. So let's hope that they can continue that against a fairly decent, I would have thought, Cambridge team. It's a really good test for us early on in the season. The board, or not the board, the media rather, are expecting that we're going to finish 4th, but hopefully we can go on. I think we can aim for automatic promotion. Let's go and give the fans a performance to cheer for on the first day of the season. For the first time, these Bradford boys are going to get a taste of the Benny D FM faith. We'll go straight to the kickoff, and here we go. Our first professional or proper game in charge. Competitive was the word I was looking for. Our first competitive game in charge of Bradford City. Can we make it a winning one and start as we mean to go on in League 2. It's a really key competition for us this year, and hopefully we can finish in that top 3 and go straight into League 1 and start our mission back to the Premier League. We're playing a bit of a gegenpressing style, so we're looking to press teams, close them in, which hopefully might well work down in these lower leagues, but there are a few amendments to it to incorporate those wide players that we have, who actually probably are our better players. Pritchard definitely one of the better ones, as I showed you in that first episode on the left. Ismail is pretty good as well, but I feel if we can get Stevens from Leeds, who obviously Rivaldo is looking at, then he may make that team or that midfield even stronger. Not much to report though from the first half an hour or so. We're going to ask for a little bit of creativity just to see if we can grab our first highlight and hopefully our first goal in the game as well. We've dominated the possession. We're starting to have a few more shots, none of which have ended up on target. And here is our first highlight of the series. Richards Everton looks to play one over the top to Novak, but it's not quite come off, and we get the same response. Mullins in, it's straight at McGee. A really poor effort, but a high line almost cost us a little bit there. It looked like Richards Everton was going to send Novak on his way. The ball came straight back over the top for Mullin, and his shot was easily snaffled by McGee in the goal. But an early scare, I think. It doesn't look like we're creating as much as I would like us to do. I'm going to go a bit more attacking for the end of the half. I'm also going to demand a little bit more from the boys. No one really shining a lot, having fairly poor performances. As I say, if you were asking me the 11 that I would have loved to put out on the first day, back when we went through that squad in the last episode, a few names here wouldn't have featured on it. But injuries have intervened, and it's 0-0 at half-time. It's been a fairly boring first half, and let's hope this isn't the series to come. We're going to ask, well, we're going to get aggressive. We're far from pleased with the performance from the boys. We want to see something much better. We want to see a far more exciting and goal-fest of a second half, and let's see if we can get this campaign off to a bang. We've obviously got Grimsby next. I don't know if they're currently playing. They're also drawing their games. It'll be interesting to see how we fare in the first 2 games of the season. Cambridge and Grimsby obviously have been in and amongst League 2 for a fair while now, so they are 2 decent teams down there. But this is our first chance that we've seen of us. It's a wood ball in, a really good ball in. Novak on the end of it, but he couldn't quite head it goalwards. And I think, looking at some of the performances, it's time to make a couple of changes. Right. Gibson struggling in behind the striker. He is going to come off. Who for? He can come off for Chris Taylor, I think. No, he can't. Taylor struggles at Guthrie. We'll get Guthrie on in behind Novak up there. We'll also get Connolly on, Middleton rather, on the left. He's looked okay in pre-season when he's had to come on as well. They're the 2 subs we'll make for now. We'll also demand a little bit more, but there is an immediate highlight as the subs are being made, and Richards Everton gets in there, but it's only fallen as far as Adebayejo, but Zelly does really well back there, but they're coming back at us. Wood intercepts Akpan. Can we break and maybe force a canter? Pritchard on the left. He's beaten to it by Hannant, who's surging towards the area. It's well saved again by Luke McGee, our man of the match for sure so far. We're going to demand more. We need to be much, much better than this. And Mellor has nabbed it off, and Novak has a chance to break, but Carruthers gets in there again. We're just not getting the rub of the green. Richards Everton in really well. Devine on the ball. Back to Mellor. Can we build from the back and grab potentially our first goal as Bradford manager in a competitive game? Guthrie surges forward but couldn't find the pass. It's picked off again by Richards Everton. Looks for Novak. There's no one there to take the header on, and Hannant has a chance to break if he can beat the man on the left, and he sure can, but Guthrie gathers it again. It's end-to-end stuff in the game. Is there going to be a highlight in our favour at the end of it? Guthrie surging towards the area. Guthrie shoots. He's got another chance. It's where'd the ball? Middleton. Guthrie. Oh, it's in! It's end-to-end stuff. It's an own goal from Dimitar Mitov. The ball was bobbling all over the place. It's been there. It's been there. It's Guthrie surged forward. 1 shot. 2 shots. It's then tangled up. Akpan wins it. Plays it to Middleton. He plays it to Guthrie. I mean, he should score anyway. It's come off the post. It's hit Mitov on the back. We don't care how it's gone in. The be-all and end-all is it has gone in. And I think looking at the stats, we get our goal that we deserved. We have now just got to hold on to this lead. We're going to drop back to positive. It would be a great first day result if we could pick up the 3 points. But here's a chance for Cambridge to come back up at us. Jones finds Mullin on this left-hand side, but he's almost done really well. Hannon to the back post. McGee again! I think we've got the goalkeeper of the league so far. He's looked impeccable in the goal. 3 key saves. I think man of the match, well, my man of the match certainly will go to him and the opposition goalkeeper for gifting us an own goal. But here we go. Devine, Zelly on the right. He's surging forward. He's got Akers. Oh, what an effort from Zelly. Ismail also scored on that right. It was a close effort, a really good strike from distance. And with 15 minutes to go, we're just going to make one last change. Wood is struggling for fitness on this left-hand side. He's had a fairly good game, but we'll just give him a rest. Henley, a really versatile player. He can play on the right or on the left. He'll come on for the last 15 minutes. We're going to ask for a bit of creativity. Can we grab a second just to ease the nerves for the last 15 minutes or so? It's not been the best performance from any Bradford side by any means, but at the moment it looks like we're going to be coming away with the 3 points, and a really decent 3 points at that. As I say, Cambridge have been in this league for a long, long time. They know what it's all about. They're a fairly good side, so if we can beat them on the first day, it would be 3 massive points in the bag, and time is ticking towards the end of this game. Can we hold on? We've not seen much of it. The highlights we have seen have been fairly exciting and fairly promising. 5 minutes of added time for us to see through a few weary legs, but surely we can see this through now. And as I say that, there is a corner to Cambridge. Are we going to be killed at the end? El Mizuno fires wide. I almost had to eat my words. I said we should be able to hold on. They got a corner. El Mizuno was free at the back post. It should have been buried into the back of the net. It's just gone wide, and we have survived a late scare. And by the looks of it, that late scare is the last action we will see of the game. Bradford 1, Cambridge 0. It came for an own goal from Dimitar Mitov. It is a first day of the season win, and we now go to Grimsby looking to pick 3 more points up, and I'll see you for that one. Okay then folks, Rivaldo's first signing is here. Jordan Stevens is here on loan from Leeds. He looks to be a really, really decent option for us on the right hand side of midfield. Good crossing, good acceleration, good pace, good stamina and work rate to get up and down that side as well. He is perfect in the winger role that we're looking to play. So this could be a really, really good signing from Rivaldo, and he is stepping straight into this team, and as are many players returning from injury. It seems a bit stronger today. We've got McGee in goal, a back four of Wood, Richards, Everton, O'Connor and Mellor. Pritchard, Akpan, Devine and Stevens are in the midfield, with Devitt in behind, Guthrie up front. We're nearly full strength for this Grimsby game. It's very, very close. The players are starting to filter back from all their injuries, so hopefully we will start to have a much better performance, and hopefully this performance of course is better than the one we saw against Cambridge despite getting the 3 points, and hopefully we can go on and beat Grimsby fairly convincingly and make it 2 wins from 2 at the beginning of the season. I'm going to say that I do expect a win today, a second time of experiencing a bit of Benny D faith as well for the Bradford boys. The kickoff is here. Let's see if we can put a reasonably poor performance behind us. We are the only team playing. A win sends us top. I know we would have played an extra game, but let's get ourselves top of the league as soon as we can and stay there for the remainder of the season. Grimsby looking here drew their first game, so fingers crossed we can go ahead and beat them and make it 2 wins from 2 and give them their first defeat of the season as well. But much like the last game, not much to report in the early stages, and we're therefore going to give a bit of early creativity as well. Some really key players. Devitt I think is going to be massive in behind the striker. Guthrie was not quite fully fit for the last game, but he scored 5 goals in one of the pre-season games, so he's going to be key here. Really interested to see how Stevens gets on the right-hand side. And Richards Everton's got his main partner in O'Connor back in the centre of defence as well. So a really good spine to the team for this game, and hopefully they can deliver. But at the moment, it's looking like we're just struggling to get the ball in the back of the net. And here is a throw-in for Grimsby. Hendry on their right-hand side. He whips the ball in, but Wood does well to head it. But it's only far as Clifton, who finds Garmston on the left. And that is a really, really good goal. The first one we've conceded here at Bradford. And it's Grimsby 1, Bradford 0. I was saying that it actually looked like we were doing pretty well. 7 shots, 4 of which are on target, none in the goal. Is this going to go in? It might do. Does that cross the line? Devitt on the edge of the area. Sprays it back to Woods. He has to cut back. It's a corner throw-in, I think. That was really close to going in at the back post, I think. But it didn't quite nestle its way in. We're 1-0 down. They've only had 2 shots, one of which has been on target. We've had the 7 and we are 1-0 down. Is this going to be a killer game for us? We really shouldn't be 1-0 down. It looks like we're playing the much better football. It was a really good goal. Garmston, the left back for them, firing in from distance. And can we grab an equaliser before half-time? Akpan finds Stevens on the right. The first we're going to see of him. Skips past his man, does he? Garmston beats him to it really well. And Devine has to get there first. He just about does. He finds O'Connor. Looking for Stevens again, but it's a really poor pass. And now Grimsby have the chance to counter. Clifton in the middle. Traore. Hessenthaler. I'm not going to try and say that one again. Mellor. Inside to Akpan. We did really well to win it back. Stevens with a chance to reprieve himself after losing the ball. He finds Mellor. Mellor, can he get the ball in? He can. It's all the way through. Pritchard's able to gather. Where's this going to end up? Wood in the box. Devitt shoots. Stevens. Oh, it's over. What a save. I think that is from McKeown in the goal. Can we grab something from the corner? Devitt with the ball in. It's straight at Hansen. Not even beating the first man. Akpan. Richards, Everton, Traore. They're going to break, are they? They're not. 11 shots, 5 on target. How we haven't scored, I don't know. It's going to be aggressive at half-time. We should not be losing this football match. We have been completely and utterly dominant. We're going to go attacking as well to begin this second half. Can we grab a couple of goals and have a really good comeback? I thought Stevens had given us an equaliser just on the stroke of half-time, but it wasn't meant to be. And are we going to see a mixed episode of a really poor performance ending up in a victory and a better performance looking at it ending up in a loss? We've got a half to change that though. But as the time ticks by, it looks like we're struggling to even get the ball near the Grimsby net. 64% possession, half an hour to go. Something has got to change in the personnel. And what we're going to do, we're going to go for the tactic you haven't quite seen yet. We're going to push ourselves forward, play with wingers a little bit more. Akpan not having a good game at all. He's going to come off. Anderson is going to come on in the middle for him. Callum Cook injured. He is going to be massive when he comes back into that role. Akpan not quite filling the boots that he will be able to. Both of the central defenders having a shocking game, but I don't want to take them off when we're 1-0 down. We want to look further forward. I'm actually going to drop Guthrie back in behind the striker, get Devitt off and bring Lee Novak on as well. And we're going to see if that can just slightly change things for the last half an hour or so. We're also going to demand some more. We're going to go very attacking. A draw at this stage will do. I'm not sure if I feel confident going into the formation we have, but we'll try with it for a few minutes, see if we can create any chances, and if not, we'll switch back to where we were before. Wood with the ball in. Where's it going to fall? Hessenthaler does really well to clear it. I managed to say the name that time. Richards Everton. Can he find the ball across? That's an awful pass, and this could be 2-0. Tilly's in. Tilly shoots. It's wide. Richards Everton with an absolutely shocking pass. We're going to go back to what we were playing before. And I think after that, is he going to come off? Is it a bit harsh? Tyler French is going to come on. That was absolutely awful from Richards Everton. We're going to go with this for the last 20 minutes or so. It looked like we were going to be able to force a shot or a chance of our own. Richard Everton wanted to put Grimsby in, it would seem. He tried to pass it back. It was a really poor pass, and we now have just under 15 minutes to grab an equaliser in a game. 12 shots, 5 on target. They've had 3 shots, and the one on target has made its way into the goal. And as things stand, this isn't looking likely to be turned around. And we're going to suffer our first defeat and our first FMing, I think, is the correct way that we're going to put this result of this series. We're going to stick with the style of play that we're playing, but we're going to change the formation. We're going to go for a mix of the two that we had just for the last 5 minutes or so. We're also going to chuck Guthrie up in support of Novak, and Novak can be an attacking pressing forward as opposed to supporting, just to see if that could do a ticket for the last 5 minutes. A goal will do, as I say. I'll take a draw, a performance that deserves much, much more than that. But at the moment, it's looking like we're not even going to grab that. One last douse of creativity. We've seen barely anything of the second half, bar that really poor Richards-Everton back pass. It's going to end, by the looks of it, Grimsby 1, Bradford 0, unless there is going to be late drama. Wood finds French, who hoofs it forward to Guthrie. Novak on the end of it. He finds Stevens. Is he going to be a debut here? He finds Guthrie. It's in! Jordan Stevens with the assist. Curtis Guthrie with the goal. I say we deserve the win. We've got a draw at least, and it's late drama in the first episode of the Bradford Battle. Stevens with an opening day assist on debut. Guthrie with a really well taken goal. I don't think there's time for us to grab a winner that we so deserve with this performance. But we'll take a draw at least, I think, for now. It's 4 points from the opening 2 games. It feels like 2 points lost. But at the same time, with how things were going, it's a point gained. The performance was disappointing. We're going to get aggressive. That should have been 3 points. But when we look at it, the first game probably should have been no points at all. It's a really, really tough one to take that we lost, or we drew that game. But I think there's some positives we can take from it going forward. And hopefully those close games will turn into wins. Still unbeaten for the first 2 games of the season though. And we'll play quite a few through, I think, before I next see you. What we'll do, we'll come back around here, somewhere around Northampton, Walsall or Cheltenham. We'll see what the league table tells us, where our closest rivals out of these guys may well be. And we will be back around then for the 3rd episode of the Bradford Battle. And hopefully we would have had a lot of green in between. But I hope you have enjoyed today's episode, and if you have, please leave a like down below for me. Let's try and get to 10 likes for this episode. If you're new to the channel or not yet subscribed, then do please subscribe for more Football Manager content. And once again, thank you all for coming along and watching.